Matt J. Doyle here with TAP Interviews, powered by Easy Way Network. I'm here with the amazing, the outstanding, the wonderful, pretty Miss Victoria Sanchez today. Victoria, welcome to TAP Interviews.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Victoria Lynn Sanchez is a motivational speaker, author, TREE, which stands for Trauma Reversal Edification Expert, and spiritual shaman dedicated to helping individuals find inner and healing and purpose. She bridges the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Her journey began in 2019 when she faced a life-threatening experience due to a flesh-eating bacterium, leading to a profound death experience. Just a year later, Victoria encountered a devastating loss when her son Cody was tragically shot and killed, inspiring her to initiate the #1 Mum's Memorial Ride in his honor. Victoria, that's amazing. Welcome to TAP Interviews today.
Thank you.
And TAP Interviews is brought to you by Esco's Pizza. And if you go down there and order anything and give a review and also take a selfie, we will allow you to have a free interview on TAP Interviews. And there you can see a picture of the premises, and they also have a website you can check out as well. So anyway, Victoria, tell us a little bit more about your story.
Okay, well, there's a lot to it. So I think I'll start back in around 2016-17. I had suffered the loss of my father, and he was my rock. He was my cheerleader. He was my guide. And when he passed away, I lost a lot of myself, and I didn't have the tools to get through it. And so my nervous system, I continued to grind my teeth so badly that I was rubbing a hole in the roof of my mouth with my tongue. And it caused a flesh-eating bacterium called mucormycosis. It's deadly. And it ate out the center of my nose, and it ate a big hole in the roof of my mouth. And in experiencing all this, it took the doctors several years to figure out what was going on. They finally got me to some specialists here at UNM Hospital in New Mexico, and they found out, they did a biopsy, and they found out that I had a flesh-eating bacteria. So they did surgeries. They got me in immediately. That was 3 surgeries done within 6 months, back to back, to try to rectify this. And what happened in the surgery was they cut behind my teeth on my palatal plate on the top all the way around. And they dropped my palatal plate down and crossed it, trying to fix that hole. When they sewed it back to the back of my teeth, it was the equivalent, or maybe you could get a picture of a car battery. You give it a charge and you put the battery chargers on the wrong side, you get a spark. Things don't go right. And my body couldn't handle the nerves being attached to the wrong nerves. So the palatal plate released. It went to the back of my throat. Now I have a gaping, huge hole and no palatal plate. So for a year, I was working to learn how to eat again, learn how to talk again. It is similar, the equivalent of having your vagus nerve cut off, and that disconnects your brain and your body. And also, without the center of my nose, they removed that. It's still gone now. I could not get the left and right brain breath work. Like my brain couldn't connect right because it's getting full on oxygen to both sides of my brain all the time. Normally, your anatomy requires you, it's automatic. Your breath goes in one side of your nostril for cooling for so many hours, and then it goes through the other side of your nostril to heat. So I didn't have this ability. So when my brain is fully activated now, it's fully conscious all the time because of the breath, and then I don't have a connect in my body. It was like I have an overabundance of knowledge, but I didn't know how to regulate that with my body. So a year after the surgery, I died in my home. I had a death experience, and I went on a journey of healing through the heavens, I guess you could say. I went to the other side, and I saw many things over there. Jesus met me, and that's who I grew up with as my savior and my rock. So that's who met me there. And when he met me, he took me on this vision, like a journey, a life review, maybe. And I picked up wisdom and knowledge from everything I ever saw. All the people I saw, they weren't like real people. It was just like an energy. And I had the memory from what my life experience was with them. So this life review took me back to my father. We went on a camping trip when I was 6 years old with him. And I relate this back because I feel like I had such a traumatic experience and not the right healing with my dad. And I feel like I had to go back now in reflection. I feel like that's why I went back to that 6-year-old self, because that was a safe time for us. It was loving, it was nurturing, and we were out on a camping trip. And that was like, my dad worked always after that. It seemed like that was the last time we really got to do something together that was really wholesome and just everything else out of the way. So when I took that journey with him and I saw that, and he gave me messages and shared things with me, reminded me about things. And then on the way back to my body, which I didn't even know I had left my body. So like, this was all just a journey, right? On the way back to my body, they had told me on the way back that I was to come back and create a place of peace, joy, love, and harmony. And because love is the highest vibrational frequency. And I knew about frequencies. My senses were heightened and stuff. So when I came back, right when I was getting ready to leave, they reminded me that I was going to come back and I had to forgive everyone that I ever hurt and ask for forgiveness from anyone I ever, caused any riff with. And basically, I was doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, which I learned after I came back. So they taught me that over there. And then right before I came back to my body, they said, "There's one more thing we have to tell you. Your son Cody is going to be shot and killed in 1 year." And I was sent back into my body, and now I'm having this new body. I had wings over there. There was no entrapment. There was no body. There was no meat suit. It was just freedom. And now I'm sucked back into my body. My dog stayed licking me, keeping me stimulated at the time I was down. And I come back and I see her there, and it was like a newborn baby. It's a spiritual enlightenment, and we hear about it. But wow, to experience it this profoundly, when you can come back to your body and you don't even know how to use your body, it's a whole other life. So that kind of started me on my journey of my dog and her helping me to breathe. I had no humans around me, so she would breathe. I would watch her breathe. I was like, okay, I'm in this meat suit now. I don't know what to do. I'm copying anything I can, because we emulate, even as babies, as newborn babies, we emulate the people around us, our mothers. And so she was my mother at the moment. She taught me how to breathe. She would lick her lips. I started integrating back into my body. And then I tried to get off the couch, and well, that was a little bit of a disaster, because now I have a meat suit and I can't fly anymore. So I ended up throwing myself off the couch because I didn't know how to use my body. So I just kind of followed her around, and she showed me how to do things. I would copy her and emulate her, and it started this whole healing process into the next stage of my trauma. When I came back to my body, YouTube was on. There was TED Talks and YouTubes. I knew I had died. I didn't understand, like, I shouldn't tell people that, but they didn't accept it well. So I started going on YouTube a lot more. And once I started learning how to use the remote and stuff and being able to talk in it, I started going on YouTube, and I would listen to TED Talks. And I knew I died, so that's what I was searching for. And there were other people. It's called a near-death experience. I think it's .org, maybe. There's a whole group of us, and they have these stories that are just like mine with different characters and different situations, but the experience is nearly the same. So we started doing that, and then I listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza. I was like, how do I work my body? And Dr. Joe's on there, and he starts teaching me about biohacking. And then the Vesica Institute, Dr. Robert, he has a whole huge thing about the light sound bridge. And the light sound bridge, well, that's your nose, that's your sinuses. So I started learning about that, doing anatomy on it. And I kept learning and working with all these doctors. Even if I wasn't training with them in person over the next while, I was listening to them on TED Talks and YouTube. So I learned how to heal through tapping, through chanting, through the Ho'oponopono. I went deep into spiritual practice. I learned yoga for my body and Tai Chi and Qigong, and I went through the gamut of every modality that I could get my hands on. And I learned how to connect the neural pathways in my brain that the separation in my nose was keeping from happening. I learned pranayama breathing. I went and trained with a guru in an ashram. He showed me to quiet myself, to quiet my thoughts and my mind, and my nervous system quieted. So I learned how to integrate all this. And after I learned all this, I got myself to a state where I thought everything was going to be okay. And 1 year later, exactly from the time that I came back, my son was shot and killed. Exactly like they told me. And that was a whole other level. There he is in Hawaii with me. Oh, that little guy. We traveled the world together, and that was a shock. I'm struggling with my anatomy, just learning how to program myself. And I get a knock on the door from the police. And it's approximately 1:30 in the morning. The beating on the door was so hard. I thought my heart was going to stop. I thought there was a bomb. I thought we were being attacked. I was sound asleep. And the police were beating on my door. I guess I went into a deep sleep and I didn't hear them. So they had to revert to hitting on the door with their flashlights. And I finally woke up, dazed and confused when you wake up. And then having the police at your door to tell you that your son is no longer with you, that Austin Sanchez is no longer with us, and he was shot. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but that's not my son. My son's Cody. And they said, Austin Sanchez, 8/19/1996. And I said, that's my son's birthday, but that's not his name. So they go back and forth to the cars, and I hear the radios. I heard still silence, except for the radios in those police cars. And I was sitting on the concrete steps on my porch all alone. And I heard him radioing back and forth. And they said, in fact, it's Cody Austin Sanchez, deceased. And I didn't want to hear that word, deceased. They walked back to my door, and I knew. I was just like, no, this can't be happening. And they got to the door, and they did tell me, in fact, that he was no longer with us. And my reaction, because my neural pathways were not wanting to believe that, said, if he was shot and he's not with us, we got to go find him. Like, I got to be with him. I'm his mom. Like, take me to him. You don't understand, Miss Sanchez. He's not with us anymore. I said, that's why I need to go. I need to go. I got to be with my son. And I knew in my heart, but I couldn't make the connection. And after that, my dear friend across the street, Brenda Salmons, she came. She heard me screaming. I think I called her too. And she came, and she had suffered the loss of her brother when she was younger. And she knew how to deal with trauma at a level that maybe someone else didn't. And she was very comforting. She took me, we ran around. We knew we weren't going to find him. It was the middle of COVID, but I was on this mission. Take me anywhere I could find him. Didn't matter if the police said, you can't go, it's COVID. He's at the coroner's office. And that was the day that my life changed forever. I felt like my heart was ripped out of me. I felt like I was not even in my own body anymore. The fact that they told me I had to plan a funeral for my son and I wasn't allowed to see him to confirm that he was gone was excruciating pain. And it didn't seem to stop after that. Planning the funeral without seeing the body for 12 to 13 days. I didn't get to go through my son's 13 days of rite of passage with him. It's a spiritual practice, Eastern spiritual practice. I felt like I got robbed, not only of my son, but giving him the proper arrangements he needed for his funeral. Like, how do I prepare this funeral? And it was huge and it was beautiful and it was big, but how do I prepare that with the right attitude when I haven't even seen that my son is gone? Like, I don't believe this. So I'm preparing this celebration of life for someone that I don't even comprehend is gone yet. And so for that 12 to 13 days, the trauma, I felt myself just losing my identity again. As a mother, we share a beating heart with our child. We help them to form their beating heart. Their blood is from our blood. We share our womb. No other human can do that but a mother. They can create and build another human inside of them. And God, what a gift that is, because I have learned so much that is such a gift. But when that is gone, you're so broken. I don't think that and I've done a lot of research, that there is another pain that is more profound than creating another human and then that human dying. It's a connection with you that is somehow severed and part of you goes with them. But I learned I didn't let myself fail, and I never lost my faith. I was down on my hands and knees all the time, researching, trying to heal, trying to do whatever I could. And I learned through this process that there's a thing called yin yoga. And I went through that. And that started this journey of me being able to let him integrate the energy back into me. Some of that, your kids give that back to you so that a mom can carry on. So I learned from yin yoga and breath work and being still and prayer and meditation, going out on my ATV. That's how One Mom's Memorial Ride started, because I was one mom all alone, as we are all, because we will go into seclusion by force or, by choice. But we are alone in this journey. Nobody can understand this except for another grieving mom. Those are the best people I found to talk to. They understand at a different level. But I started this One Mom's Memorial Ride. I got my ATV and I had to get away from my surroundings. Anybody that I was around, everybody was just overwhelming my senses. And so I went up to our sacred hill here in Los Lunas, New Mexico. It's called Tomei Hill. It's very famous and people pilgrimage here all the time. Now, ATVs are not allowed on top of it because it's sacred, but the hills right next to it are all sand dunes. And I would go and I rode my ATV over 10,000 miles. I would sit over there. I would run up and down the hills and scream. It was horrifying for me to have clothes on because I felt so suffocated. So I would wear just the tiniest shirt and shorts or whatever I could underneath my gear. And then when I got up there, I had to strip everything off and get down in the bare sand. I would lay in it. I would roll in it. I created a little monument over there for my son. And I would sit and watch the sun go down every night with him. And I would pray over our valley. The view up there is so beautiful. And I would pray for all the other grieving people. And we were going through COVID. So there was nonstop death and grief around me. But I couldn't necessarily be with them to hold their hand, but I could sit up there and meditate and pray for them. So I started filming myself, because at this point, I'm not around any humans. I'm completely by myself. And we cannot live alone. we have to have another human to, co-regulate with. So I started filming myself because it was how I could connect with myself. And then I would come home and I would watch the videos. Well, a lot of times I was going live and not even realizing it. And these videos were getting attention. I would take them on a ride with my ATV and show them the beautiful places I would go. Sometimes I would cry in the camera, just expressing my feelings. Sometimes I would laugh. Sometimes I would pray, whatever it was. But it gave other people, other mothers started reaching out to me and telling me, we weren't going to wake up this morning, but we watched your video last night and it gave us hope. It gave us hope. Our child has a mother for another day. My husband has a wife for another day, because last night we were going to take our life, and watching your videos gave us hope. And so they gave me hope too, because I didn't have anyone to talk to, but I learned from like Mel Robbins' program, the high five, give yourself a high five in the mirror. Well, that started getting me to where, okay, there's another person here, like a little bird, right? You put a mirror in front of them so that they can co-regulate. So I'm high-fiving myself. I start learning who I am. I start watching the videos, reintegrating back in my body, watching this girl on this ATV, because when I'm out there, I'm so meditative. It's like an outer body experience. I don't really remember it. But when I would get home, I could watch the videos. And when I was down or out of town and I didn't have my ATV, I would revert to my videos. And those videos saved me, because I was like, that girl, she doesn't stop. She never gives up. And she doesn't stop. And I can do that. And so it's been an incredible journey. In all this, riding my ATV and the meditation and using NLP, learning the words that we speak can cut us like a knife. I had to learn all this to get healed, I guess. But while I'm trying to heal, my son was shot in the back of the head. I had lawsuits to file. I had to reenact his shooting death. I had to go with the investigators to the hill where he was shot. I didn't believe anything that anyone was telling me. And I've been told, how gory for you to do that. How horrible. But I can promise you there's not many mothers that would say that they didn't want to go to that place that their child left this planet. So I went there and I talked to the police and I rode the same path the last moments my son was alive. I sat in the back of his truck, not because of sadism, but because we were doing an investigation. And I was the investigator working with the police investigators. I didn't have the funds at the time to do an investigation through a hired investigator. So I had to go and lay in the back of that truck where my son was shot, in his blood, and why his legs were wrapped in a sleeping bag, yet he was shot in the back of the head. Like, I had to put all this together while I'm trying to grieve. I'm going through the most trauma ever, and I'm having to constantly go through more trauma. My attorney needed depositions. I have to relive it. I had blood types, this and that. I'm trying to also get this memorial ride going and create something beautiful and say, hey, I gotta have an urn that's beautiful for my son and keep his hair and make this and make that while I'm fighting this lawsuit. And the trauma that a mother has to go through when your child is so tragically killed and you have to investigate it, that's a whole other level. My son was shot in the back of the head. There was 6 people in the truck that day. And I don't talk about this much because it does trigger some things inside of me that are hurtful. But I'm ready to talk about it. He was sitting in the back of the truck. They were driving up a hill. There were several people in the front. The shooter was a military trained man, and this is all in public record. You can look up Cody Sanchez's name, and you can find everybody that's involved. His girlfriend was sitting on the back of the tailgate, and this man that shot him, military trained man. My son, Olympic-bound shooter, on an Olympic path for shooting. Very, very conscious of range and safety staff normally would not do something like this, but they were, with a group of kids. They shouldn't have been doing this. I will admit that. He was shooting over the front of the truck. They were shooting at rabbits at nighttime, so they all had their lights on. My son shot. It's in the deposition. He shot. He went over the top of the truck. He turned around. He placed his gun in the center of the truck. Mind you, the shooter is over the tailgate, supposedly going to shoot out the back of the tailgate. His girlfriend is sitting there. The dog is in the center. There's one more man sitting where the passenger, or in the back of the truck where the passenger, behind the passenger seat. My son bends over, puts his gun down, thinks this other guy is going to shoot out of the back of the truck, and says, ears, because Cody had already taken his earplugs off. So he goes to grab his ears. Now, you tell me how a military-trained man is shooting out the back of the truck. My son, his head is in the center of the bed. How did he end up with a bullet in the back of his head before he could come up from kneeling on the floor in the center of the truck? And my son was screaming, ears. He was trying to protect this man. If you're going to shoot, put your ears on. It's in the deposition. That's what they said. They all witnessed that was my son was what he was doing. He was trying to save this man, and he put a bullet in the back of his head. And then I find out I haven't shared this. All the stress and trauma that I've gone through with this, his girlfriend ended up with one of the life insurance policies, bought a home, and then continues to hang out with that group of people. They were her friends, not my son's. And then I recently heard they had a child together, his girlfriend and one of the group shooters. I don't know how someone could do that. If someone shot my husband or someone shot anybody, I would never want to be around that group of people again. I would never have a child with them, buy a house and let them all live there. I mean, I've watched these people on the internet. People send me stuff all the time, how they're in Vegas writing my son's name. They're all partying together. I'm sorry, you were in the truck. No, you were not accused, because of the way the law was and where it happened on Bureau of Land Management property. There was a lot of crossover. I couldn't get anything done. But why would you go and write his name in sticks all over Vegas, Cody, and you're with all the people that were involved in the shooting? Why were these people not separated after the shooting? They all rode in the same car together. None of them had blood on them. I have pictures of all of them. My son was shot in the back of the head. Why didn't they offer him a towel around the head, hugging him, something? His body was in the back of the truck. They cleared their guns. They put all the ammo away and took an hour ride while my son's body beat around in the back of the truck all by himself. They rode down the hill in the front of the truck for an hour before they could get a hold of the cops. There was no concern for my son. There was no love. If my husband, if my ex-husband or whatever, if they would have gotten shot, oh my God, I would have been full of blood. I would have been trying to stop the blood. I would have been hugging him. There's no way I would have thrown him in the back of the truck with a sleeping bag around his feet, and hop in the front of the truck and drive down a hill and call the cops and say, oh, we didn't get reception up there. Sorry, we all took our phones, every one of us, with the same service they had, and every single one of us got cell reception up there. So what happened? I don't know. They were not convicted of any sort of guilt. It was deemed an accidental shooting. At 4 years, I had 4 years with that being his, what they had deemed for him. I had 4 years to get that law changed so that it could have been more than an accidental shooting. I would have had more time to investigate it. I would have had more time. But on May 16th this year, for his 4-year anniversary, that was it. The thing is cold case now. So my deal is I want to make sure my son's name never gets forgotten. Programs and book. I'm in every program, every platform, that I'm everywhere. Because people got away with this. They got to walk free And I never want them to forget my son's name. I want to be in every book. I want my son's name to be in every book, this story to be everywhere, because I don't think that there was due justice here. And if this is how I have to get justice, is by keeping my heart pure and touching other mothers and teaching them they never have to give up. They don't have to give up. And this is my way of getting his name out there and never letting him get forgotten. And never letting anyone forget that he has a mother, and she is a strong woman. And I will stand up and I will tell my story, because I have a team now that backs me up. And I was all alone for a long time. But Dr. Eric Zuli and I had a very, very long conversation. And I talked to this man, not knowing he was a doctor at first. I worked with him several years ago in some of his programs as I was on my journey to self-discover, right? He was someone I crossed paths with. I didn't know about his journey or his enlightenment death experience either. Recently, my wonderful, beautiful friend, and happy birthday, Joe, yesterday, Janetto Compass Welsh, she's one of my partners and soul sisters. She had been working with Eric, and I seen her really coming to fruition, and she was doing all these amazing things, and she kept telling me, I've got to get you to talk to Eric. He had the same experience you did. You got to talk to him. And so we talked. We finally talked. It took a while for me to get back around to know that he was the right person at the right time in my life for this story. And the conversation was like none other. He believed and understood, and he was a doctor. He knew what I was saying. He understood about frequencies and NLP, and we have very similar backgrounds. And then he has this marketing platform. He's got this huge empire. And I'm like, this is divine connection. He didn't put me on the back burner and tell me I was crazy like other people had said. He didn't put me on the back burner and say, I can't help you, or you pay me a lot of money, and then maybe one day. He really believed in me authentically. Dr. Zuli has put me in touch with people from all over the globe. I mean, look, I'm here with you. I signed on with him on June 1st. I've been working with him less than 2 weeks. I'm on interviews everywhere, at podcasts. I've got connections all over. There's more things in the work that we're discussing, and he's connected me with other people to get my story out, to share my story, and to create a space of inspiration and healing so other mothers can find their way. Because there's other mothers out there like me. And when I thought my story was so profound, I'm in grief groups where I hear other mothers say, I'm sorry, I understand you. Can I share my story? Of course. I lost both of my children. Oh my God, whole new level. Whoa. And I was the drunk driver behind the wheel. I was like, what? Oh my God. Like, made me so humble. And like, there's other women and other parents. We all go through trauma, but there's other women who know this pain. And I want to be able to connect with them. They have beautiful stories and huge platforms. Many of them wrote books. And I want to bring them all into this, because right now, I know my life was hard, and I found out how to do things easy, the easy way. And Eric showed me that through his Easy Way News, his Easy Way platform. And now I got a team, and I'm ready to move forward and do this and bring all the other moms on, any parents, relationship people, to talk about this, to get this out, to learn about mind-brain coherence. I know that's big already. Mind Valley, there's other platforms. I've studied all of them. I work with all of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I want to be able to bring that into a platform where we're global and we can help each other. And I was just like, wow, I think that the trauma community needs to come into Eric's group for support emotionally, and to be able to be promoted if that's what they need. to find out who they are. He's great at helping you niche down and learn who you are. And then the work that I do is really helping them to break free from the way they speak through NLP. Get their thought processes right. Get them meditating. Get them under a tree. Ground them. Put them on a hill. Under a tree on a hill. Wherever you can put them where they're grounded and they can find themselves. And they tap into their spirituality so they can become whole again. Like, that's my mission. I want to go out on podcasts. I want to go to speaking engagements while I'm taking my son's things that I have set aside, his medals and stuff. I want to induct them into the Hall of Fame. I had started a ride 2 years ago, and I took his memorial to the Washington, D.C. monument. And so he has, it's in the gun violence museum there. So I already started that, and I did start my memorial ride, but I've had things happen, the lawsuit, families divided, recalculating, calibrating everything, just trying to create peace with everything I do so I can get out on the road and take my son's stuff, like his medals, for instance. I want to take him to the places he shot and he won. I want to induct them into the Hall of Fame there, into their trophy cases. It'll be like a journey that him and I have already went on. And I want to show other moms how to do that and create vision boards and do things that are wholesome for yourself. And it's healing to you and healing, for other people. I want to be an inspiration so other moms can be an inspiration, because it doesn't stop with me. I've met so many inspiring moms that Eric has put me in touch with over the last week. One is such a beautiful woman, Debbie Paulson. She's a singer and she's on Broadway right now. And she took time. I don't know what Eric told her, but she took time to call me in between her performances. And we had the most beautiful conversation. And she talked to me about things that she says she doesn't normally get to talk to people about. And we formed this connection. And I just feel like there's so many other women like that have done so well, that can inspire me. Oh, there's my sweet Debbie. Oh, she's so beautiful. Please check her out. This woman's amazing. She's got a voice of an angel. And I want other women who have done like Debbie has to keep me inspired, and I can give her tidbits, and we all have to elevate together. So I want to be that platform. I want to be your tree, the trauma reverse edification expert. I want to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. On any journey and any level of your trauma, I want to be able to help with that. I don't know. Here we go. Okay. That was a lot. Thank you for giving me the space.
Yeah, Victoria, that was absolutely amazing.
Thank you. My story is a lot, and I usually don't tell this much of it in one round.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, that was, absolutely amazing. Great job. And talking of Eric and Easy Way and podcasts, I think we'll take a minute now just to go to a quick break. And before we do, just go to podcast.tap interviews to see all these live interviews on Tap Interviews. And right now we're going to go to a commercial. Thank you.
Welcome to Easy Way Podcast. Do you have a podcast? Maybe you want to create one. Let easywaypodcast.com make it a little easier on you and your guests. For only $99 a month, you can super boost your podcast, get more subscribers, advertisers, and manage everything all in one place with Easy Way Network.
Get seen and heard the easy way, get a larger reach, meet quality potential guests. You could be on Roku, Apple, Amazon, all mobile devices and smart TVs streaming on EasyWay TV. Our network helps you get advertisers and people wanting to pay you for an interview. as well as brand credibility and more social media followers. Try it free. Register to easywaypodcast.com.
All right, let's get one thing straight. We only expect the best.
The very best.
Now, word on the street is everyone is going to you.
It's impressive.
Very impressive.
But there's a lot of competition out there, kid.
A lot of competition.
And we've been around a long time. So if we're going to do business with you, we only got one question for you.
You got the goods?
Oh yeah, I got the goods. Esco's Pizza, the only good New York pizza on the West Coast.
Easy way. Life is hard. I wrote it easy way.
Oh man, I've never seen so many responses when being on a pitch stage. I mean, everybody was like, Tom.
Yeah, wow, that was massive.
Thank you. It's so reassuring because I know it's going to help a lot of people get their businesses to where they're hoping to get to. So thank you for that.
Networking nights, shining lights, opportunities reaching new heights. Needing a buzz and podcast waves, easy ways to roll that bass. In the digital space, where dreams ignite.
Are you a member of our Easy Way networking community? Get interviewed so our members can get to know you. Welcome to Meet Our Members Interviews. This interview platform ensures you to get spotlighted to thousands of our members. It will raise awareness for your business and your clients, to entrepreneurs, influencers, coaches, and more. If you want to be interviewed on our Meet Our Members podcast, subscribe to meetourEasywayMembers.com. Network with our 3,000 members and growing.
Easy Way shows you how.
Love the song as well. It's absolutely amazing. The easy way is the way to go. I love it. And Victoria, thank you so much again for sharing your amazing story. It's absolutely amazing. I was just absolutely blown away. I'm glad you were able to get on Tap Interviews and get it out there for more people to see. Absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to talk to you now a little bit about your book.
Yes. Writing my book, Superhuman Healing Frequencies, was very healing to me. It made me put pen to paper. I had to look up pictures, go through things I maybe didn't want to. I had to write a bio about who I am. Who are you after you lose your child? You're a new person. Who are you? And all the exercises that I put in there, different techniques that we talked about, applying all of that stuff. There's like a 30-day journal in there that you can use. It's a gratitude journal. Forgiveness, gratitude, appreciation, so important for a grieving and traumatized person. And so there's a lot of that in there. And it was so healing for me to have a project. When you're a mother that loses their child is the equivalent of having traumatic brain injury, and your heart enlarges, your immune system can go crazy. And so writing this book was like a healing mode for me. And I encourage all mothers to journal, put your neural pathways together in your brain. And by reading something, you connect some things. By seeing something, there's more connection. But then when you write your thoughts and you start having visions of what you want, you're not just copying or imitating someone else. You're tapping deep into yourself. And this book kind of talks about that, of what you can do to tap into yourself. But writing it out, writing and journaling, that physical action, it creates neural pathways in your brain and brings your heart-brain coherence online. So that was a really, really healing thing in the book and in promoting that. And I would love to share it with others and do workshops. I want to do some workshops with it so that other mothers can really get in there and have a group of people, because having a family to surround you is so important.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So I just wanted to also share with you some snippets of pictures that we got online, and if you could just tell us what they are about.
I have no idea who that is. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so this is part of the USA shooting team, and I think all of these guys here are at the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit, and Cody got to be around them and know them and watch their journey. So that is, I don't know where all these are coming from, but that is my one of my old friends, really good friends from growing up. That's her daughter. And she loved Cody, and so she's all grown now. And I got to judge her in the Queens contest, the rodeo queen contest, a couple years ago. So that was all fun. But that's who that is. That's Cody, and he was always filming because I always had him shooting pictures. I told him how important pictures and video were, so we had got him that. We were in Hawaii, and he won the buckle that he had on. It was one of his national shooting buckles. And that is Cody and one of his very first girlfriends, and she was just such a blessing to him. They had a great time together, and they went through the whole boyfriend-girlfriend thing together. And his sister Heather, she lives in Vegas.
And that's how many people love her, yeah.
The little games I played. I don't know. You guys are just pulling stuff off the internet, I guess.
And I just want to thank all the people that have been watching this on YouTube and live on Facebook and everywhere as well. And I just want to encourage you all to react and comment. And whoever reacts the most and comments the most will win a prize. I'm not going to tell you what that prize is now, but we'll be in touch with you to let you know what that is. So without further ado, we're going to go to a Tap On-Site Classic. And this is an interview that I did with the late Catherine Coven Pacino. This is a dedication to her. And so we'll just bring that up now.
Hey everyone, Matt J. Doyle here with Tap Interviews and Team Easyway. I'm here with the amazing, the outstanding, the wonderful, pretty and handsome Catherine Coven Pacino and William Lashbrook. Yes. Catherine and William, what are you currently working on?
Well, I'm currently working. I have a movie called Evil Black Widow in pre-production, but I'm also working on a couple of books. One has to do with narcissism. Another one has to do with my life story, which is very interesting. And I have worked with Racer Michaels in Match No Blood, and I will. He's going to be sending a script for its current production as well with Nicolas Cage.
Wow, that's great. And what about you, William?
I'm a Hollywood closet case, actually, is what I am. And Kathy has hired me to essentially be a full-time luggage carrier for her. No,
oh my God!
He's actually a very fine actor. He's done Shakespeare and all that stuff.
A lot of stage acting.
Wonderful. That's just fantastic.
In San Francisco.
And I just want to go on to a final note here for this interview. what is your message to the fans that you have and the people watching this video?
Well, you know what? Right now, tonight, we are celebrating Eric Zuli and Dante Sears' birthday. We wish everybody love, happiness, prosperity, and you know what? Don't do it the hard way. Do it the easy way, but also make sure that you remember the people that have helped you and always empower other people because you empower yourself at the same time.
Wow.
And Kathy and I are enjoying the fact that Hollywood is coming alive again. It is. It's starting to breathe. It's starting to breathe. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's so exciting. Thank you both for the interview and have a great night, and I'll see you around.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the best. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow, thank you so much for watching that with me. That was an amazing interview. I really miss Catherine. She was an amazing woman. I interviewed her several times and created a friendship with her. We miss her. We love her. And yeah, it's just absolutely amazing, you know, that people can be just so prominent and then all of a sudden they're not there. So we can relate to everything that you were talking about as well. And, you know, we're just loving these people in memory, including Catherine and your wonderful son. And yes, we just hope for the best, that they're in the best place, resting in peace and watching over us and helping and guiding us. So talking about Easy Way, we're going to share a couple of profiles with you now. The first one is yours, Victoria, your Easy Way Wall of Fame profile. We'll just bring that up. So you have a few people that have viewed the page, which is absolutely great. And people can also connect with you on there. You've set up a calendar there as well. Yes, you can see there 459 views. So hopefully after today, that will go up as well. And then people can read about you. They can connect with you on Easy Way I. And then they can also schedule a meeting with you to talk more about how you can help them with your tree service and other services that you may have. And there we go for the calendar, and they can book a time with you. So that's absolutely amazing. Thanks to Easy Way for setting this up for our members. It's an amazing thing to have, is the Easy Way Wall of Fame and the Easy Way I profile. So we're going to also just show you now how to set up an how to become a member of Easy Way Network. It's very easy. You just go to easywaynetwork.com, and I will just bring up that page, easywaynetwork.com. And also to scan our profiles, just scan the pictures of us. You can see mine there as well, and that will connect you to my profile. So if we could just go to easywaynetwork.com, and we will talk a little bit about how you become a member and how that can benefit you. And once again, thank you so much for watching our show today. You've been an amazing audience. And so all you do is you just go to join, and then you can pick a plan, silver, gold, or platinum, or you can just start with the free membership, and then you just click on the button there, and then you fill out the forms, and then that's pretty simple to do. I'm also on standby. My name is Matt J. Doyle. As you know, I'm the host of this show, Tap Interviews. I'm also on standby to help you with your Easy Way profile, to become a member and to network with us. And having said all that, the benefits of being an Easy Way member are massive exposure. You can go to great events. You can network with great people. It will help you in your life and your business. It's helped me in my business, which is actor, producer, and entrepreneur. I'm also a real estate broker. It's helped me with all those. I've earned thousands of dollars through being an Easy Way member, and I have other great things happening for me as well as part of my membership. So I suggest that you sign up as soon as you can. And if we could just go to another commercial now, that'd be great, just to promote Easy Way a little bit.
If you want to amplify your reach, visibility, and generate more sales leads, joint venture partners, and increase your bottom line by one simple login, then EasyWay Network is your solution to greatness. Sign up to EasyWayNetwork.com, use invite code EasyWay, or use the invite code of the person that referred you. Our all-in-one marketing solutions hub can help boost your event, podcast, and increase your relationship equity by the click of a button. What are you waiting for? EasyWayNetwork.com.
And once again, to join our profiles, just scan me. And could you show Victoria's again there, please, Mr. Engineer? Okay. Yes, there we go. And just scan Victoria for her profile as well to connect with her. And of course, if you want to connect with the executive producers of this show, that's myself and Mr. Eric Zulli, you can just go to his easywaywalloffame.com. And also, we want to talk a little bit about EasyWay News. EasyWay News is a great platform. You've probably seen NBC News and other big platforms like that. Well, EasyWay News is following in those footsteps. It has great news and articles about EasyWay members and what they're doing and things that are happening, such as events and things that are happening in their life. As you can see, Victoria is on there, a story today, and that's been getting a lot of views. And you're able to watch live on there as well, as you can see. And you can see it there now. Here we are now, live on EasyWay News. That's absolutely fantastic. So that's been a great show today. Thank you all for watching. Victoria, any last words?
I just want to give my executive a shout out, Amy. She's always behind the scenes doing everything. And I want... she's going through some transitions with her father right now too, so we're working through that. So just thank you, Amy, and thank you for being here. And I just want to send so much love and light to all the mothers, all the parents, anyone who's gone through something so horrific like this. Like, you have support and you have love, and hold strong to your faith. Please never give up and never surrender. That's my message to you.
So much, Victoria. You've been an absolutely outstanding guest today. I love listening to your story. It was absolutely amazing. I thank you very much for coming on this show and just delivering this message and getting it out to the people so they can understand better what goes on in the real world and how people are dealing with it. And please look further into Victoria's book. You can connect with her again on the EasyWay Wall of Fame, connect with her profile, and get a copy of that book as soon as you can. You can either buy it or download it. And once again, just go to her profile for that. Thank you very much to our engineer for the day. And thank you to Mr. Eric Zulli for all he does. Eric, do you have anything that you would like to add?
I was hiding in the back there, Matt, and just teaching my new engineer how to do all the fancy stuff that you guys are watching. But thanks so much, everybody, for watching. As always, I appreciate my EasyWay family, our EasyWay family. I appreciate you guys more than you know, and things are really progressing and moving along very well. This is one of 40 different podcasts that we do have on the network. And if you need any help with your podcast and you want to get your message out, hey Matt, I was watching the show today, and you're gonna love this. I came up with a name of your first segment, and actually, thank you, Victoria, for giving me the idea of this. And are you guys ready? Like we need like a countdown or something. Like engineer, like what, you know? Let's see if he's got it. Engineer, give me a countdown to let you guys know the new official name that we're going to come up with for Tap Interviews. And again, this was inspired by Victoria and her amazing story. Guys, please post your comments and press the share button. Like, all right, where's that countdown?
Tap Talks. I love it. That's for the first segment.
it wasn't supposed to come on until the countdown was over, but that's all right. We got a new engineer we're training, but yeah. So you like that? Instead of TED Talks, we're gonna do Tap Talks. Okay, we're gonna start doing Tap Talks, and let's bring Victoria on, engineer, and you were the first official inspiration, Victoria, of Tap Talks. This is something new we're going to do with your show, man. I love this. Everybody will get like 35 minutes to tell their Tap Talk story.
Wow, that's great.
I love it.
Thank you for the really encouraging words, Victoria. I really appreciate you. And thank you again to Joe Welch for introducing you to us. Thank you to everybody that's always tuning in, supporting, and stay tuned. There's some really awesome surprises happening. I mean, Victoria, I know you're going to be flying out from where you are all the way to support my dad and his award. And so shout outs to Denise and the Honor Thy Father Awards. I appreciate you. I can't wait to meet you in person. That's another thing, is I never get to meet anybody in person. It's always digital. It's always virtual and everything. So it's always a very special thing for us to actually meet our Easy Way family in person. And, you know, you're just such an amazing soul, Victoria. You really are. And the tree thing is such a awesome movement to follow. Trauma, reversal, edification expert. You guys remember that tree? And really, you are helping to grow people to grow. You're helping these trees to blossom, and there's so many different things you can do with that. So Victoria Tree Sanchez, that's what we're gonna start calling you. And you know, thank you to your team. And I'll throw this out too, guys. We're kind of talking to them behind the scenes about working with Easy Way Magazine, so we'll kind of announce some stuff there. But you're just really amazing, Victoria. My condolences. My heart goes out to you and your son, Cody. And this was just a really amazing episode. And so you guys, please post your comments and share, like, and I'll give the last closing final words to you, Victoria. What do you think about your TAP experience on Easy Way podcast? Would you recommend other people to have their podcasts on our platform?
Absolutely. So everything I don't know, my life has just changed since I met you. And everything that you have is really easy. It's just an easy way to do things. I would definitely get on here, get in his programs, get on his Thursday night. We have all kinds of different stuff. So get on his website, but get on there and join in. I wouldn't just stay a non-paying member. I would, maybe if you want to check it out for a minute, but the moment that you get a lot more. You get a lot more exposure. You know, there's like silver and platinum membership and stuff. And I went with the high one because I wanted to have as much experience and time with Eric and his team as possible. And they have not let me down. So, oh my God. Just be prepared if you join this team and you come in as VIP or anything upper level, because he has a lot of projects and a lot of people that he connects you with. And my phone goes off constantly. I even laughed the other night. I said, I didn't think anybody didn't sleep like me. And he goes, oh, I get sleep from 11 to 7 every day. I was like, well, what's happening behind the scenes? Because I'm not getting a lot of sleep. You're putting me in touch with everybody in the world, Eric.
and we're actually helping you on the back end, managing as all those people are coming in, to actually be able to manage that list, follow up and follow through, as well as automating. So believe me, it's going to get a lot easier as we go along. Victoria, we're so glad to have you. And thank you for taking the time and being a guest on the TAP Interviews show. And Matt, thanks for letting me pop in. I'm going to get back and make sure the engineer does your guys' outro.
Okay, great.
Correctly.
You do that. And I would just like to bring on Amy by herself without Victoria, just to say hi. Or you can leave Victoria on there as well. Hi. Oh, that's great. That's what I wanted to do. Hi, Amy. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You're amazing, and thank you too. I did promise that you would be on the show, so here you are.
Wow. It's such an honor to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you and Victoria as well. And of course, Eric, always. I really enjoyed the show today. I just, I was so caught up in the story. It's just absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad that Victoria was able to share that with us. And a lot of people are going to watch this after the live broadcast as well. We're going to promote it heavily after the live broadcast and also put it on Easy Way TV, of course. So it's going to be a great story for people to watch and to connect with.
Hey, Matt, I'm going to pop in here real quick because I just told the engineer to set this up. I want to just point out that the article that we did for Victoria, for right now, I mean, this whole broadcast is live on Roku, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, and it's live. It's interactive. It's real. But I just wanted to point out that it's over 1,136 views, and this was posted about 3 days ago on Easy Way News. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of proud of that, and so I needed to pop in and brag really quick on your show. So just congratulations, Victoria. A lot of people are seeing you.
Okay, thanks, Eric, and thanks again, Amy. And I noticed a lot of people have been watching it live today too, which is great. Thank you to all those people that watch live, that are still watching live. Thank you for commenting. Feel free to comment more, share more on any of these podcast shows that you see called Tap Interviews. And of course, we're going to have Tap Talks. But thank you all very much for watching today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Sunday or whatever day it is, wherever you are. For instance, in Australia, I believe it's Monday. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. And peace to you all.
Welcome to Easy Way Podcast. Do you have a podcast? Maybe you want to create one. Let easywaypodcast.com make it a little easier on you and your guests. For only $99 a month, you can super boost your podcast, get more subscribers, advertisers, and manage everything all in one place with Easy Way Network.
Get seen and heard the easy way, get a larger reach, meet quality potential guests. You could be on Roku, Apple, Amazon, all mobile devices and smart TVs streaming on EasyWay TV. Our network helps you get advertisers and people wanting to pay you for an interview, as well as brand credibility and more social media followers. Try it free. Register to easywaypodcast.com.